Welcome to episode 4 of Euro Previews, and today is the nation that always seems to perform at major competitions, and that is Switzerland. But qualifiers and recent results have not gone in the favor of Switzerland, so is this the time that they finally don't perform at a major competition, or are they going to do the same old and perform? Get your thoughts in the comments down below. How far do you think Switzerland are going to advance at this Euros? Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're a new rounder, as we're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. Further ado, let's get into the preview of Switzerland for the Euros. So Switzerland have been a very interesting team in the last couple of years. You know, they perform always at World Cups. They always perform at the Euros. Look at that. Round of 16, round of 16, round of 16 in the last 3 World Cups. Round of 16 in 2016 Euros, and the quarterfinals at the last Euros where they beat France in that epic game. So no matter what sort of form, no matter what sort of dilemma, no matter what sort of players Switzerland have taken to these last major competitions, they do it. They perform. Yes, they don't have the expectation of winning or making a semi-final, but the fact that they're consistently performing round of 16 and quarterfinals shows that this team, no matter what, they don't care about expectations. They do their job. That's why I respect. Yeah, they might not have a star-studded team like a Belgium or a star-studded team like an England or somebody like that. Switzerland know the peak of their level is a quarterfinal, semi-final, but they want to still perform, and they will give tough games to every single opponent. The only game I can remember where they got absolutely destroyed was the round of 16 against Portugal, where they lost 6-1. And has that had a detriment to their results recently? Well, we're going to look at that shortly. But that's why I respect Switzerland highly. Yeah, okay, maybe Hungary and Scotland maybe are better teams right now, but when it comes to the major competition, these guys have the experience to show up. But if you look at their qualifiers, they're not in a tough group. Let's be honest here. Belarus, Kosovo, Andorra, Israel, Romania, and Switzerland finished second and only 2 points above Israel. It wasn't a good campaign. And look at the freak result. Look at the amount of draws they had. They had 4 wins and 5 draws. They started off pretty well. And then they had that weird game against Romania where they were 2-0 up, and then they just bottled it with like 10 minutes to go, and Romania got 2 late goals, and that's a kudos to Romania. But it just shows you there's something about this team that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They should be maybe getting 7 wins. Yeah, 1 loss can be acceptable, but 7 wins. That's what I expect from this Swiss team. And that's what I expect from Switzerland in this group. You're not in a group where there's Italy, England, and Ukraine. No, this wasn't the toughest group. And it kind of just shows maybe Switzerland need those sort of tough opponents to get their level. I think at times Switzerland play down to the level of the competition and don't raise their own quality that they do have in their team. Because they have quality, and we're going to talk about some players. But these qualifiers were a little bit strange. Maybe it's just like, hey, we're just going to limp our way, like we're Xhaka. We're just going to limp our way into the Euros. I can understand that. But you need to also have consistency, with your team and consistent performances. Yeah, they got consistent performances. They got a bunch of draws. How are you drawing to Belarus? How? I mean, come on. This is not Belarus from the early 2000s. You can't be doing that. You're drawing with Kosovo both times. It was a weird campaign. So I want to know, if you're Swiss, what was the biggest problem during these qualifiers? Because I managed to watch 2 games. I managed to watch the Romania game at home and the Romania game away. And Switzerland were not that good. They weren't. They weren't moving the ball well. Didn't seem like they were organized. And that's one thing also with Switzerland during these major competitions. They're organized. Very difficult team to break down. But it just seemed they were just easy. Like it was fast food, and you're just going up to the cashier and you're getting your McDonald's and you're taking it back home. That's what it felt like with Switzerland. But they have some good players. But the manager, Yakin, should he have gone after that World Cup, and maybe should he have gone during these qualifiers? Possibly. But then you could argue, is this a good generation of Swiss players compared to 2018, where it was prime Shaqiri and Rodriguez and these guys, and they were really balling out? Now, it's a bit more of, you have a lot of good older players, and the younger generation are just emerging. So you can't really blame Yakin for that. but I wonder if a system change would have been nice. And we're gonna look at the tactics more. He's got to take some accountability. He's got to continue the good job that previous managers have done, and I don't really think he has excelled as previous managers. Like Petkovic did a really good job. I remember he really got the team playing good football, and they gave tough games to every single opponent. Yakin seems like a guy where he's just going to take it easy. He understands, like, yeah, I got a good team. I don't really need to coach them or get them mentally prepared for the opponent. And it felt like that during the qualifiers. But Yakin better get his tactics right at this Euros, because they are in a tough group. So is Yakin on the hot seat? No doubt he is. He's got to start performing. And if he doesn't, he'll be out of a job after these Euros. What a player, man. What a player. It's sort of reignited his career. It looked like for a long time, Xhaka, after that, he made his own trouble with Arsenal. You cannot throw the captain's armband on the ground. I don't blame Arsenal fans for being pissed off. You can't do that as a captain. But last season, when Arsenal were doing well, and they really should have won the Premier League, you just saw his performances. He was bossing it. Absolutely bossing it. Then makes the move to Bayer Leverkusen. And what does he do? As the leader, in my opinion, and really just being the vocal point of the whole entire team. You just look at all of his stats. They're all in the 99th percentile. Progressive passes is amazing. Xhaka is the best in Europe at that. Yes, you could give some credit to Xabi Alonso, but Xhaka has been utterly amazing this season. If you had a team of the season for all of the leagues, Xhaka is in the midfield. That's how good he has been. And his team, Bayer Leverkusen, still remarkably have not lost the game. And he deserves a lot of credit. And I like to see that with players. Yeah, he's not the oldest of players yet. He's still in his prime. But it seemed like going downwards, and all of a sudden, something ignited within Xhaka to say, let me act like a professional. Let me be a leader. And he has definitely done that at Bayer Leverkusen, where they're hungry still. Whenever he's giving those interviews, you can just tell he's hungry for more. He wants more glory. He wants more titles. He wants more victory. He doesn't want to lose a game. And I think that's perfectly exemplifies what Xhaka's career is right now. He has saved his career. Really has saved. We saw a great player about Borussia Mönchengladbach. Good times at Arsenal. A lot really bad times. Bayer Leverkusen, he has saved his career. And now at this Euros, he's going to have to be a key player if Switzerland want to advance far in this tournament. But no doubt, with the form he is having with Bayer Leverkusen, he can definitely carry it on this summer. And I'm excited to see Xhaka because he's one of my favorite players right now. I just like the way and the confidence. He's got that swagger. He's got, he's rolling up to the club. He's got money in his pocket. He's not like some broke dude who's just trying to, let me see if I can get some money for a beer. No, Xhaka is whipping out the wallet and he's getting the most expensive champagne. That's how he's playing, and that's the sort of confidence he's got. And hey, this Euros, he might make it his own. I like these two players. I really like these two players. Obviously, Okafor and Amodini. Obviously, I saw Amodini at Basel last season in the Conference League, and he was scoring every crucial goal for Basel. Every crucial goal as they made it to the semifinals of the Conference League. Then he made the move to Burnley. Obviously, it's a huge step going from the Swiss League to the Premier League. I think he's done well. You see with the Swiss national team, he's making an impact. And the thing I like about Amodini is when he's around the box, very dangerous player. And with Embolo, who's going to be coming back into full fitness, and obviously after a long ACL tear, Amodini and the other player, Okafor, they too got to step up. Because Embolo, he can't do everything himself. And if I look at the rest of the team, like Shaqiri, as much as we love Shaqiri and the big-ass calves he's got, he's not that same guy anymore. He's not. So these two players have to step up with Xhaka and Fabian Schär in defense if Switzerland really want to do some damage. But I like these two players. Okafor, he's had a bit of a difficult season with AC Milan, not getting enough minutes. When he comes onto the field, he does make an impact, not getting enough minutes. And Amodini, with Burnley, very difficult season. But I feel like at the Euros, these two want to prove something. They want to prove the quality they got, and they're going to need to if Switzerland wants to make far in this tournament. Because as you can see with their lineup, nothing's really changed. I think for Switzerland, the number one thing is being organized and not letting a lot of goals. Well, they didn't do that at the qualifiers. They were giving up all the goals. So if I'm looking at Akanji and Fabian Schär, they got to play better. They do. And the great thing for Switzerland is they got two quality keepers, Jan Sommer and Kobo from Borussia Dortmund. I mean, is there better two goalkeepers in the Euros? I'm being honest. Like, Jan Sommer and Kobo are elite. Elite. Where I look at this as a weakness is the fullbacks. The fullbacks just don't give me a lot of confidence. Although we could see Mbabu maybe return, and we saw what he did at the Euros last time around. He was really impactful for Switzerland. So really, the two strikers are the key thing for this Swiss team. Here, it was Vargas and Okafor, and this was their last game against Denmark. Is it going to be Okafor and Amodini? Is Amodini going to be a super sub? And what about Embolo? Embolo, who's coming off the long injury, he's got to make a big impact. And how will his fitness be heading into this Euros? So the strong parts of this team, if you look on paper, is the midfield, of course, with Xhaka, Zakaria, and Freuler, and then the defense with Akanji and Fabian Schär. We see with Akanji, the guy can step into midfield, and that's where Switzerland can get some joy. Maybe Yakin can look at that, where he can create an overload in the midfield. That way, then Ndoye and Whitmer can push up forward, and that will allow a lot of space then for Switzerland to counterattack. And I'm pretty sure that's what Switzerland are going to do in this Euros. Keep it a low block, not really like crazy low block where they're going to have 30% ball. I think they're going to go maybe 40-45% ball possession and then just hit teams on the counterattack. So this is where Okafor, Vargas, Embolo, Amodini, those four have to be crucial, because I'm not worried about Jan Sommer or Kobo, which one of is going to start. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jan Sommer. Those two will keep the ball out of the back of the net. So, how far are Switzerland going to go at this Euros? Can you write them off? No, you cannot write them off. It's Switzerland. We've seen in the past, round of 16, quarterfinal. But I don't know. There's something weird with those qualifiers where I looked at them and I said, you're not the same team. You're not that same team. You don't have that element of surprise. Yes, you have a lot of quality players, but is that going to be enough? Is that truly going to be enough for this team to push far, especially in a tough group? Like, this group is not easy. You have Scotland, they can beat Switzerland. Hungary, we have seen they've beaten Germany, they've beaten England, and then obviously you're going up against the host. So this tournament could be very difficult for Switzerland. And my prediction, as much as I love the Swiss players and I love Granit Xhaka, I think it's round of 16 max. To be honest, right now, I have them in last place in the group. That's why I'm going to wait till the teams are announced and everything like that to give my full predictions. But Switzerland really need to get their stuff together in those friendlies in June. If they can find themselves more organized, and they kept 2 clean sheets in March, which is great, but I'm still not convinced on them defensively. They can get goals, and they have a lot of different goal scorers. But this group is tough. And hey, maybe I'm disrespecting Switzerland. But sometimes we just see teams can consistently perform well, like a Denmark, and then all of a sudden, they go out of the group stage of the World Cup. Could the same fate happen to Switzerland? Or do you guys think Switzerland can make it out of the group stage another time? I mean, these guys are basically just Mr. Consistent in major competitions. Let me know your thoughts. How far will Switzerland progress at this Euros? Thank you all for watching. So maybe I'm a bit harsh on Switzerland, but watching the qualifiers, I don't think they're that same team. But hey, I'm always up for a surprise, and that's one thing Switzerland always do. They surprise us. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. How far do you think Switzerland are going to go at this Euros? And also, who is the most important player for the Swiss team? Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, as we are previewing every single nation at this Euros. And now we move on to Group B, and the first nation we're going to preview in Group B is España, Spain. Have a beautiful day, stay safe in this crazy world, and until next time, adios.